Hello family and friends. We are all here to celebrate Mr. Paddy. Happy birthday to you, sir. We wish you best of luck in all your endeavor. Please remember to take your package, food and drinks before you leave. The celebrant is going to dance for us as well. Now, let party begins.
Friends. It's almost my birthday. Dad and Mum have promised to buy lots of gift for me, that's why we are here to check some clothings. I'm very happy about this and I can't wait to invite my friends and have a good time.
Emily, do you notice there are more items compared to the last time we came? I think we need some vegetables, fruits and cereal. Remind me to grab milk and fruits juice as well.
Mummy? I need some candies, noodles and biscuit for Tom. See Mum. I can't wait to see how India looks like.
Honestly, I'm going to be sleeping through this journey. Before that, I will probably listen to music and watch some movie. Kids, I hope your iPads are fully charged.
Wow. Wow, very nice hotel, bed well laid, toilet in great condition, likewise the size of the room is unbelievable. Honestly, New Delhi is very big and beautiful. It's so obvious we can't visit most cities in India, but I will like us to visit Goa and Mumbai.
India, country that occupies the greater part of South Asia. Its capital is New Delhi, built in the 20th century just south of the historic hub of Old Delhi to serve as India's administrative center. Its government is a constitutional republic that represents a highly diverse population consisting of thousands of ethnic groups and likely hundreds of languages. With roughly 1/6 of the world's total population, India is the second most populous country after China. It is known from archaeological evidence that a highly sophisticated urbanized culture, the Indus civilization, dominated the northwestern part of the subcontinent from about 2600 to 2000 BCE. From that period on, India functioned as a virtually self-contained political and cultural arena, which gave rise to a distinctive tradition that was associated primarily with Hinduism, the roots of which can largely be traced to the Indus civilization. Other religions, notably Buddhism and Jainism, originated in India, though their presence there is now quite small, and throughout the centuries residents of the subcontinent developed a rich intellectual life in such fields as mathematics, astronomy, architecture, literature, music, and the fine arts. Throughout its history, India was intermittently disturbed by incursions from beyond its northern mountain wall. Especially important was the coming of Islam, brought from the northwest by Arab, Turkish, Persian, and other raiders beginning early in the 8th century CE. Eventually, some of those raiders stayed. By the 13th century much of the subcontinent was under Muslim rule, and the number of Muslims steadily increased. Only after the arrival of the Portuguese navigator Vasco da Gama in 1498, and the subsequent establishment of European maritime supremacy in the region did India become exposed to major external influences arriving by sea, a process that culminated in the decline of the ruling Muslim elite and absorption of the subcontinent within the British Empire. Tourism in India is important for the country's economy and is growing rapidly. The World Travel and Tourism Council calculated that tourism generated $240 billion or 9% of India's GDP in 2018 and supported 42 million jobs, 8% of its total employment. The sector is predicted to grow at an annual rate of 6% to $450 billion By 2028, 9% of GDP. In October 2015, India's medical tourism sector was estimated to be worth $3 billion, and it is projected to grow to $7 to $8 billion by 2020. In 2014, 184,000 foreign patients traveled to India to seek medical treatment. Over 18 million foreign tourists arrived in India in 2019 compared to 10 million in 2018, representing a growth of 4%. Domestic tourist visits to all states and union territories numbered 1.4 million in 2012, an increase of 16% from 2011. In 2014, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh were the most popular states for tourists. Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Agra and Jaipur were the 5 most visited cities of India by foreign tourists during the year 2015. Worldwide, Delhi is ranked 28th by the number of foreign tourist arrivals, while Mumbai is ranked 30th, Chennai 43rd, Agra 45th, Jaipur 52nd, Kolkata 90th. The Travel and Tourism Competitiveness Report 2019 ranked India 16th out of 140 countries overall. India improved its ranking by 6 places over the 2017 report, which was the greatest improvement among the top 25% of countries ranked. The report ranks the price competitiveness of India's tourism sector 13th out of 140 countries. It mentions that India has quite good air transport infrastructure, ranked 33rd, particularly given the country's stage of development, and reasonable ground and port infrastructure, ranked 28th. The country also scores high on natural resources, ranked 14th, and cultural resources and business travel, ranked 8th. However, some other aspects of its tourism infrastructure remain somewhat underdeveloped. There are probably hundreds of major and minor languages and many hundreds of recognized dialects in India, whose languages belong to 4 different language families: Indo-Iranian, a subfamily of the Indo-European language family, Dravidian, Austroasiatic, and Tibeto-Burman, a subfamily of Sino-Tibetan. There are also several isolate languages, such as Nahali, which is spoken in a small area of Madhya Pradesh state. The overwhelming majority of Indians speak Indo-Iranian or Dravidian languages. The difference between language and dialect in India is often arbitrary, however, and official designations vary notably from one census to another. That is complicated by the fact that, owing to their long-standing contact with one another, India's languages have come to converge and to form an amalgamated linguistic area, a Sprachbund, comparable, for example, to that found in the Balkans. Languages within India have adopted words and grammatical forms from one another, and vernacular dialects within languages often diverge widely. Over much of India, and especially the Indo-Gangetic Plain, there are no clear boundaries between one vernacular and another, although ordinary villagers are sensitive to nuances of dialect that differentiate nearby localities. In the mountain fringes of the country, especially in the northeast, spoken dialects are often sufficiently different from one valley to the next to merit classifying each as a truly distinct language. There were at one time, for example, no fewer than 25 languages classified within the Naga group. The Taj Mahal crown of the palace is an ivory-white marble mausoleum on the southern bank of the river Yamuna in the Indian city of Agra. It was commissioned in 1632 by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan, reigned from 1628 to 1658, to house the tomb of his favorite wife, Mumtaz Mahal. It also houses the tomb of Shah Jahan himself. The tomb is the centerpiece of a 17-hectare, 42-acre complex, which includes a mosque and a guest house, and is set in formal gardens bounded on 3 sides by a crenellated wall. Construction of the mausoleum was essentially completed in 1643, but work continued on other phases of the project for another 10 years. The Taj Mahal complex is believed to have been completed in its entirety in 1653 at a cost estimated at the time to be around 32 million rupees, which in 2020 would be approximately 70 billion rupees, about $956 million. The construction project employed some 20,000 artisans under the guidance of a board of architects led by the court architect to the emperor, Ustad Ahmad Lahori. The Taj Mahal was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1983 for being the jewel of Muslim art in India and one of the universally admired masterpieces of the world's heritage. It is regarded by many as the best example of Mughal architecture and a symbol of India's rich history. The Taj Mahal attracts 7-8 million visitors a year, and in 2007, it was declared a winner of the new 7 Wonders of the World. Agra Fort is a historical fort in the city of Agra in India. It was the main residence of the emperors of the Mughal dynasty until 1638, when the capital was shifted from Agra to Delhi. Before capture by the British, the last Indian rulers to have occupied it were the Marathas. In 1983, the Agra Fort was inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is about 2.5 kilometers northwest of its more famous sister monument, the Taj Mahal. The fort can be more accurately described as a walled city. Like the rest of Agra, the history of Agra Fort prior to Mahmud Ghaznavi's invasion is unclear. However, in the 15th century, the Chauhan Rajputs occupied it. Soon after, Agra assumed the status of capital when Sikandar Lodi, AD 1487 to 1517, shifted his capital from Delhi and constructed a few buildings in the pre-existing fort at Agra. After the First Battle of Panipat, AD 1526, Mughals captured the fort and ruled from it. In AD 1530, Humayun was crowned in it. The fort got its present appearance during the reign of Akbar, AD 1556 to 1605.
Guys, nightlife is India is totally different from the way you see the city during the day. I don't know why, but it's really amazing. Mrs. Ray has been so helpful as well. Friends and family, we have come to the end of this episode. I believe you have enjoyed this one and learnt new things about India. This is being our longest trip, and one of the best. As promised, we will travel to more beautiful countries and show you how amazing they are. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel for more entertaining documentaries. Goodbye.